bugs, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is one of my highest requested videos. I get asked this constantly, every single day. I would say I get asked to recommend a drugstore foundation for oily skin, and I am excited to talk about them today. These foundations are ones that help with my oiliness, combating it and keeping my oils at bay for as long as possible. I have extremely oily skin, especially down the T-zone area. My cheeks are pretty normal, but my T-zone area can look like an oil slick mess, a disco ball, shiny as hell, and it is not a good look for anybody. So I'm going to talk about a couple foundations. Some of them are new to me, and some of them are loves for years and years and years, and you probably see them in every single favorite foundation videos, but these are just drugstore, so just affordable, because that's what you guys are looking for, affordability. I will do my higher end ones as well because I love a high end foundation, but I mean, if you can get the same thing from a lower end, well then go with it. So let's talk about my favorite foundations and head on into the video. The first foundation I want to talk about is a foundation that has been with me since day one. It was my first ever foundation. Definitely for me, the L'Oreal True Match is a holy grail foundation. Now, I recently went to the US and I picked up my same color, which is W5, from the US line, and it is significantly lighter. Now, I have not used this on my skin yet. I'm presuming it's the same formula, but I'm not sure now because the color is different. This is W5 in Ireland, this is W5 in the US. They're a little bit different in shade, but I still love, losing the lid. I still love this foundation irregardless of the color. It is the formula that I love. Oily skin girls or boys or whoever's wearing makeup finds that their foundation breaks down, and that's one of my biggest problems. My foundation totally breaking down around the chin, on my nose. Nose foundation breaking down, just like one of the worst things ever. And this foundation does not do that. It is so lightweight on the skin that you would think that it would be just gone within hours, but it's not. And I find that this lasts so long on my skin. It doesn't break me out. It's really lightweight, so you don't feel caked, because that is not a good look either. You don't want to be applying layers and layers and layers of foundation to get like the coverage that you want. This is a medium buildable coverage. When you apply it, it will cover most blemishes, but you can still see some of your like little freckles coming through and your moles and stuff. I don't like to cover like my moles here. I was born with them and I think they're beautiful, so I don't want to cover it too much. I don't want it to be like a mask, and it doesn't. Pulls my oils back, and after about 8 hours of wearing this foundation, I don't even need to blot it. I don't need to powder it, nothing like that. It is so good at holding back the oils and keeping your face looking flawless and fresh for as long as possible. And I absolutely adore this. If anyone has never tried the L'Oreal True Match, I urge you to go out and get it today. Today. It's very affordable. It's $9 in the US because I just bought it there, but in Ireland it's about €14. The next foundation up, I'm gonna move brand, but we're talking about a Rimmel foundation. This is the Lasting Finish 25-hour foundation. I'm in the color number 203, and I go through about 2 bottles of this foundation a year. That is no joke. This foundation is one that I would pick up over even high-end foundations, and I've said that about the True Match as well. This is a little bit more full coverage than the True Match I just spoke of. I would call this medium high coverage or full coverage. It is definitely a thicker consistency than the True Match, but it's still kind of runny and you don't feel caked. And that's what I absolutely hate about foundations, feeling like there's something on your skin and it's heavy, and ugh, don't like that either. This keeps my skin looking matte for as long as I want it, but not looking flat. That is an issue that I have with some of these mattifying foundations, that they just end up making me look flat and I have no like dimensions to my skin, and it has no there's no glowiness to my skin. It's nice to get a kind of a glow from a foundation, especially if you have oily skin. You want to look fresh. I mean, that's the whole key to foundations. You want your skin to look natural as possible, looking fresh and covering up any imperfections, and this definitely does that. I think a light hand with this and a beauty blender to apply it will give you a much better coverage. This next foundation is one that I recommend to anybody who says, I want a full coverage, long-lasting, affordable foundation. I will always recommend this one, and it is the Infallible 24-hour foundation. This comes in a mattifying one. It's in a squeezy tube. I hated it. I didn't find it at all good with my oily skin. I'm wearing this foundation today on my skin. The biggest issue I have with this, and it doesn't really bother me now because I know what my color is, but it's that it oxidizes hella bad. In order to get your shade correct, I do kind of recommend getting a color match if you have the opportunity to do that. This is so long lasting, guys. This will last me hours and hours and hours and hours, and it doesn't break down. It doesn't look oily on my skin. It is a fantastic foundation, and I really recommend it to any of you who've ever want to try it. Like I said, it's the original infallible, not the other one in the squeezy tube. I hated that, and it didn't hold back my oils at all, and it broke down and it didn't look nice. I did not like it. This next foundation is a newbie for me. It is the Outlast Stay Fabulous from Covergirl, and they do not have this in Ireland. We have Max Factor, which is basically the same thing. It's the same brand. Number 855 is my shade. When I arrived in the US, I was using my MAC foundation, and I was like, why did I bring this foundation with me? If I wear my MAC foundation for 3-4 days in a row, I will break out so badly. It's a beautiful foundation, but it breaks me out. I just picked this foundation up on a whim. I had no idea if I was even gonna like it. I picked up my True Match as well, just in case. I did not like this, but I actually fell in love with this foundation. I wore it every day I was in the US. It was my lifesaver. Every day I was wearing foundation, this is what I was wearing on my skin. I loved this so much. It's a bit of a thicker consistency of a foundation, but it is amazing and performs amazingly on the skin. I cannot believe that it's taken me this long to try it, because I have shipping services and ways to get this to Ireland. This describes itself as all day flawless coverage, which is what I would describe it as well, and it is shine free, which is, yeah, definitely keeps your oils at bay. It is a 3-in-1, so it says it has sunscreen in it, concealer, and then it's obviously foundation. It is just remarkable on my skin. I absolutely love this, and I am so excited that I found that. What a hidden gem. The last foundation that I want to talk about is from Maybelline, and it's the Fit Me foundation, and this is the color 220. This foundation matches me perfectly right now, but in the summer months I'm a little bit of a darker color in this. This foundation is lightweight, full coverage, and long lasting. Again, it's the same thing with the True Match. It's lightweight on the skin but full coverage. The Infallible is a little bit thicker coverage than this one, same with the Covergirl one, but this just covers out everything on your skin if you like that lighter consistency. I only like the original of the Fit Me. I had the opportunity recently to try the matte and poreless. Whoever described this as matte is so misled. This is described as a foundation for normal to oily skin. No, I wouldn't even go there if you're oily, because you'll just look so oily, so oily after like 2-3 hours of wear of this. I will link down my first impressions of that foundation. I hated it, especially since I loved this one, which is the original Fit Me. I thought that maybe that would even be better, but this holds back my oils way better than that one. It's the same with the Infallible. Why they changed the formula for oily skin and it ended up making you look more oily, I have no idea. But the Fit Me original one, definitely a holy grail foundation for me. It's so affordable. I think it's like €7 or something like that. It's probably the cheapest out of all these foundations. But this is so lightweight on the skin, like I already said. It covers up everything you need it to cover up, but it does like allow for like your little moles and your freckles and stuff to peek through, because I don't like a mask when I'm wearing foundation. So I highly recommend it to those of you who have not tried it. It is amazing, and it was like such an overhyped product, rightly so, on YouTube. I thought it was just fantastic, and I actually ran out and got this because of so many YouTubers talking about it. The rest of them I kind of just picked up myself and discovered that they were amazing. So guys, that is my roundup of my favorite foundations. What was that, like 5 foundations I think, from drugstore. They are the most affordable foundations that I've ever found that do the best. So just because something is affordable doesn't mean it's going to be rubbish. You might be pleasantly surprised, like I was, especially with the Covergirl one. I had no idea, had heard nothing about it, struck the jackpot with that one. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative. I hope some of my oily guys and gals have found some foundations maybe that they would like to try affordably. And yeah, let me know if there's anything else that you would like to see in my next up and coming videos, and I will talk to you all in my next video. I love you guys. Mwah. Bye!